4-inch fence posts along that edge. Lights, camera, action. The gate lady's got wheat in her oversized boiler suit. Morning, Holly.
There we are, we coming.
I've lost my GoPro now for a day and a half, and I've just found it right there, top of the forklift. Clearing up the very last of the sunflowers. I've had to trail through the sunflowers, but I'm not too fussed. We'll maybe try and combine some of them. They'll need a wee while yet because the seeds all need to form. So on this head, the seeds have formed, and there's a bit, they've filled out a wee bit. I'll squeeze one open, there you go. Obviously it's still soaking wet and there's still a lot in flower. So they all need to die off, seeds all need to fill out, and then hopefully we get a dry spell. Don't really want to be putting soggy mush through the combine. Also, we didn't get combining today. This will just be a wee snippet in another video. Wet wheat, that's what we're drying right now. This is like 25, soaking wet, and it's a nightmare. So this auger here, if I was to fill the whole pit with that wheat, it would choke. It's just too wet, too much weight, and it's too sticky for the auger, and it'll just choke and burn out. So we need to do one of two things. This, what I'm doing is just a wee bit in the end, so the whole of the auger is not working really hard. We're doing it that way because we've only really got a wee bit to do. Whereas if we were still cutting wheat and we had a lot of it, we'd pile this up, but before we did that, we'd take the grids off, and down one side we put blocks of wood, basically just fence posts, 4-inch fence posts along that edge, and then that means it's only drawing in off of one side. It's not quite half the reduced load, it maybe reduces it by 30-40%, and it keeps the auger moving. If you leave it all open when you're above kind of 23-24% moisture, it chokes. Grain can be quite dangerous, but especially wet, because it's sticky, it can form caps on top of big piles, form hollow points in crops that aren't stable. So I'm quite comfortable walking up and down a nice dry pile. You know it's dry because it can flow freely and it fills any holes, but wet stuff like that, you should never climb on piles that are wet and damp like that. It can be very dangerous. I've got a blockage. Flipping farmers, eh? That's some width of machine. Okay, we're finally going combining. It's not ideal conditions. It's going to be 23-24%. We've basically got 4 or 5 days of okay weather, then it looks like it's going to rain heavy. So filling up with diesel, add blue and charge on. Just about to get that fired into life. I've got a trailer here on the back of that tractor. Need to take off, need to head back home and get another trailer because Dunk is rolling up in this field there. So once he comes out of this field into where we're combining, he'll just abandon that tractor basically. And that's why I'm going to leave the trailer here to put onto that tractor, and I'll go and get another trailer. Right, job done. Head back on the road, get another one of these trailers, go combine it. Also, we've had a wee bit of an issue with oilseed rape and slug damage. So Kev's currently sowing a couple of patches, or re-sowing a couple of patches of oilseed rape. The heavy parts of the field, they've been kind of hammered by slugs. Change the trailer. Just getting sorted out. Trailer to go on this tractor. I've brought this one along with a trailer. Dad's coming along the road in my Land Rover for the trolley there if we need to shift. The rollers and the stone grape have been abandoned in the field. We'll deal with them later. And the combine's off. We're in action. So we've got this strip up here to do, and then we've got the rest of the field. Oh, here comes Dad in the Land Rover. Good timing. Hope he's looking after it. He's going to jump into that tractor and trailer, cart that tractor and trailer. I've got this one. Tractors need a bit of a wash, but there's no time at this time of year. The gate lady's got wheat in her oversized boiler suit. Yard over there is yard number 2. We're at E3 right now. That's the kilometre-long field with the dodgy spraying streak in it. That streak in the middle is the dodgy spraying. The bridge between dark and light over there, that's a different variety. It's amazing how that variety is shown up. There we go, all yoked up. Dad's just going to take it to the other end of the field where the gate is. Looks the business on the trolley, doesn't it? Top notch. Kev's patching up some oilseed rape. This is quite a chuck field, this wee one. So the slug's been quite harsh in areas, so we're patching a few bits. I've just counted this first load because it's really not dry at all. It chokes the auger if we fill it really full. Quite handily. The gate lady's here today. Dad's usually here sorting out the dryer, but we need someone on the forklift basically all the time until we get the dryer moving. So thankfully we've got a spare pair of hands to do that. More flipping farmers holding up the roads. Jeez, oh. We've got Kev here. Dad's just coming up the road now. Going to be a bit of a queue at this junction. Once Kev's finished with that, he'll swap with Dad. Dad can get going with the grain dryer. I'm now at yard 4. We've made a bit of a meal of something. There's a German farm tour coming at 3 o'clock. They arrived on time, and me and Dad had both completely forgot about it just since we've been combining. So no one was in the right spot, so I'm coming to pick up Kev, who's sowing in that field. Take him up to yard 3 to get my Land Rover, drive home to get into the tractor that Dad's driving so he can take the farmers on a tour, and I'll go up to the field and get... what a shambles. Back in the field, Dunk's had to wait a wee bit there, and he'll have to wait until the trailer comes back again. We've only lost kind of 15 minutes downtime, so it worked out not too bad. And the tour probably ended up being 25-30 minutes late. So if any of you watch these videos, I'm sorry. It's nice to see quite a bit of stour coming off the combine though. Right, we've done 4 loads so far, so I'm just going to test a bit of it. I think it's getting drier, so I'll test the first stuff and then this pile that I've just brought in. I'm just testing it just now. What's it going to be? Whoa! Doesn't feel like that. I don't think it's quite 18.5, but it could be kind of 20 and not 24. That field's finished, we're on the move. Got the header on the back there. Shifting along the road to yard number 4. We've got a field, a big old field to wipe out. We're on the charge again. Come on, focus. There you go. Out of diff lock into high again. Let's go. Charge back to where I left the tractor and trailer, which hopefully is still there. Yep. Left the beacons on. I've lost my pride and joy. Moisture's dropped quite a fair bit now with the wheat. It's down to about 18, which is happy days. If you're combining wheat in the teens, for us personally, Central Scotland, we're pretty happy with that. Dad's just beat me back, so he's charging round to pick up Dunk. While the gate lady has a wee bit of time off. Let's wake her up. Just been up with the drone, getting shots of obviously the combine and trailers and whatnot, and then there was a few deer that Lulu decided to try and chase, so I've got a bit of a chase, so here it is. Dog here. Oh, calm down, dog, calm down. Cracking on now. It's coming off at 18%, happy days. The grain dryer won't keep up with this, so crops generally, if we can keep a crop below maybe 16%, the grain dryer can just about keep up. When it's running 24 hours, it runs all through the night. Anywhere above that, yeah, there's a big backlog of wet crop if we're managing to keep cut for a few days. So if the weather does what it says it's going to do, and we're combining this wheat at 18, it will drop a wee bit, 17%. The wet shed's going to fill up a lot. Yeah, the dryer's going to be running overtime, and the kerosene bill's going to go up and up and up. Last year's kerosene bill was minuscule because the harvest was so dry and easy. First half of this harvest, really dry and easy, hardly any kerosene bill, but as of late, the kerosene bill's going to start to skyrocket, unfortunately, and fuel's on the way back up again. So anyway, we'll be thankful last harvest was easy on the fuel, and the start of this harvest was as well, so we've had it good for a wee while. Lights, camera, action. We're off in the dark. Kev's rolling now, he's finished sowing. Getting through it, it's getting darker earlier now. It's only actually probably 9:30, heading into winter. Can't say that, we've still got half a harvest to go. Desperately needing new perspex in there, you just can't see a thing. It's not too bad at the moment because the wheat's getting up this end of the trailer, but when you're at the back, oh, it's a nightmare. Weighing quite heavy at the moment, so it's a bit of a struggle getting up some hills. We're getting there. Come on, keep going. The shed's at the first stages of filling up. This is what we've got today, all this down here. Quite a few batches through the dryer as well. Shed's beginning to fill up a wee bit with wheat. Getting through the dryer a bit quicker now because it's come down that bit in moisture. Well, it's probably down 4%, maybe even 5% from what we cut first thing this morning, so that's a lot of time in the dryer. I mean, the first batches were probably 3 hours. Probably talking an hour and a half now in the dryer, which isn't too bad per batch. Pit's in there, so it hollows out over there, so you can get reverse right in there and tip it right in there if there's space. Otherwise, we're just dumping it along here. This over the next few days is going to pile right up. We've had a stoppage, don't know why. We're just filling up. Right, we've overheated it. Yeah, the radiators are covered in stour, so it's overheated. Yeah, radiators all need a full blowdown, and we're only going to be doing one more load tonight, so pull the plug at that. It'll get a blowdown first thing in the morning. It has been you'll have seen from a lot of the shots, there's a lot of fine stour kicking about. Just as soon as we started it this morning, loads of stour, so that's all gathered. I didn't think it'd be too bad on this combine because the way it's designed is air blows down the side of the combine via a big fan at the top and blows all the chaff and hopefully, in theory, all the fine dust away from the combine, but not far enough away. I'm getting overtaken here. When I hit this hill, combine's going to keep going, grinding to a halt here. Goodbye combine. It did work out perfectly though. My trailer's completely full and the combine's empty. Not perfect in a lot of ways, but perfect in that way. Dad's filled his trailer with dry wheat. I'm going to do exactly that and then job done. Thought there was a crack on the windscreen, but it's a wee cobweb. Once I fill up this trailer, that'll be job done for today. Then first thing in the morning, me and Dad will get the rest of this pile shifted into the big shed before we start combining tomorrow. Didn't start today till 1, but we got going till about 11, so got a decent day at it. Trailer's filled up. Gate lady's now a super lady. Get the pit topped off. Cheers for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, please. We're shooting for 10,000. We're going to beat an Englishman. We're on the Scots. Good night.
She moves like she don't care. Smooth as silk.